Hello there. Welcome back to Financial Accounts Info. In this video, we want to look at the preparation of purchase account and the preparation of the departmental trading statement. So our question reads, Masitulela specializes in selling children's clothes and children's toys in two separate departments. So we are given a table that we are given here, and we have got a column for children's clothes and we put a column for children's toys. So this is information that we are given. So if you go down, see that we are also given additional information adjustments ranging from information 1 going down to information 7. And on the required part, uh, it reads use the information above to draw up the following accounts. 5.1 we have got purchase account, and then 5.2 we have departmental trading account. So you see that in terms of the additional information, we are supposed to go through all the additional information that we are given so that we can be able to locate where adjustments are needed to be done. So if you go to our answer section, you see we have got our already prepared purchase account whereby we have got a column for clothes, toys, and then we've got total. So we are just going to enter as such. So remember, we are going to start with the opening balance for the purchases, and we know that the purchases has got no more debit balance, so we are going to have a balance on the debit side. So basically, this is our balance brought down. So if you go down to the question, let's try to check which balance do we have, which are our opening balances. So the balances that we are going to start with, we are given them here. We've got purchases at 330,000, and we've got 235,000 for toys. So we are just going to enter those ones in the columns that were given on the answer section. So if you come here, you'd see that we have got our opening balance for clothes being 330,000. So we are saying 330,000, and then for toys, we have 235,000. So we have 235,000. So obviously, also have a column for total. So it means we are supposed to say 330,000 plus 235,000. You get 565,000. So we have got 565,000 here. Then we go back to check other information that we have that is going to affect our purchase account. So beneath that, we have got the figure for carriage on purchases, but we are not going to enter this figure for carriage on purchases. Remember, this is a cost that is supposed to, we are supposed to open an account for carriage on purchases on its own. And then we are supposed to transfer that amount to the trading account as it increases the value that we have for purchases, whereby we are saying open inventory, we add purchases, we also add carriage purchases, and obviously also we add import duties. So this is what we have. So we are going to skip this one, and then we go to sales returns as going to affect our sales, and then we go to our carriage on sales again. This is going to be in the income statement under less expenses. We are going to not going to include it. When we go to bank, we go to trading. We try to see which information do we have that is going to affect our our trading account. So if you go down, you'd see that the other information that we are going to have there that is going to affect our trading, I mean our purchases account. You would see that we are not having any other information that we are having that is going to affect our purchases. So we can go to additional information to check other information that we are given in additional information. So if you come on information 1 saying purchases to the value of 800 rands from the children's clothing department have been returned to their due to their poor quality. So we've got purchase returns that we have there for 800 rands, but you see that it's only affecting the clothing department. So we are going to the clothing department and we put our 800 as our purchase returns. So remember, um, we are saying our purchases is on the debit side. So it means when they are returns, we go to the opposite side and enter them. So we are saying purchases are returns. And the amount that we are having is 800 for clothes. So we are having 800 in this column. And obviously now for toys, we don't have anything. So it means our total is going to remain as 800. Then we can go back to check the other information that we are given. Uh, And then we are told that the children's toy department gave donations to Beki's children's home to the value of 2,500. So uh, these donations, it means it's a movement in terms of uh, toys. The toys are moving out of the business. So it means when we purchased, we debited purchase account. So when they are now moving through donations, it means we are supposed to credit the purchase account. So we are going to the purchase, credit of the purchase account and credit 2,500 is our donations. So if you come here, we are now saying donations, and it's 2,500 under toys. So here we are saying 2,500. Then we can try to see that we only have donations for toys, so it means our total is going to remain as 2,500. So say here we don't have anything, so we're saying 2,500. So we go back again to see what we have next. So after those donations, we are now going to item 3. So if you go to item 3, it reads the owner took children's clothing to the value of 300 for the baby shower of a personal friend. So these are drawings, and also they're going to reduce their figure that we have on purchases of 300. So what we're going to do is we are again going to the credit side in under clothing. We're going to put our 300 as a reduction of purchases. So we are now saying drawings. And then the figure that we have is 300. So we are saying 300 for clothing. And we don't have anything for toys. So the total that we have is 300. So we go back again to check if we have got something else. So after that, we've got carried on purchases amounting to 500 for the children. For children's clothing was still outstanding for the financial year. So remember, we said our credit purchases are not going to be part of our purchase account. So we're only going to adjust this in the trading account. So we can leave this one. Then we go down. If you go down, you would see that we also have import duties, that is 5, are still outstanding. So in the case of import duties again, like carriage on purchases, we are not going to include them in the purchase account. We only include them in the trading account. So we leave that. Then we go to number 6. Carriage on sales for children toys was paid up to. This one is supposed to be in the profit and loss under expenses. So we are going to ignore it again. Then we go to number 7. Purchases from the children's clothes department to the value of 40,000 has been transferred to the children's toys department. So we are seeing that is a transfer that is taking place, and uh, uh, it's coming from the clothes department. So it means we're going to credit the clothes department, and then it's going uh, to the toys department. So we debit the toys department purchase account with 40,000. So this is what we have. So we can go back there. And remember, we're saying we are having a transfer on the credit side of 40,000 in the clothing. You can just try to verify the movement that we have there. It's from the clothes department, so we're crediting clothes 40,000. And then it's going to come here again as our transfer. And the one that is going to be debited is now the toys department, because it's a movement from the clothes to the toys. So total here we don't have anything, so total is also 40,000. It means here we also don't have anything, and we have a total of 40,000. So this is what we have, and then we can try to see if we've got anything again that we need to enter there. So you see that we've exhausted everything, since this is our last item that we have in the question. So we can now try to balance our account. So remember, we can put our double lines. We put our double lines, and we are supposed to add the total of the debit and to put it aside. Then we compare with the total of the credit, obviously. So this is what we have. So we can start by clothing. So what it means, we are now we do want to compare the clothing column for the debit side and the clothing column for the credit side. So what we are saying is, if you add the total of the debit and the total of the credit, you are going to see that the total of the debit is going to be greater. Total of the debit is going to be greater. We are going to have 330,000, which is going to come also on the credit side. Then if you say 330,000 minus 40,000 minus 300 minus 800, you are going to get 288,900. So obviously, this is now our balance, CD. And then we come here. Now we are all the toys are there. Toys, debit and credit. So if you add the debit total and the credit total, you are going to see that the total that is greater is on the debit side. It's going to be 275,000. So we have got 275,000, which is going to apply here again. 275,000. So to say 275,000 minus 2,500, we are going to get 272,500. So here we put 272,500. Then obviously these figures are also going to come as our balance BD opposite side below the double lines. So remember we have 288,900 for clothing. And also we have 275. We've got 272,500. 272,500. So this is what we have, and then we can add to get the totals. So here, if we add, we are going to get 565. And on the credit side again, you're going to get the same amount, 565,000. If we add the balance CDs, 288,900 plus 272,500, you're going to get 561,400, which is the same figure which is supposed to come here. So this is what we have in terms of pages account. So remember, these pages figures that we get, that we got here, we are supposed to transfer them in the trading account. So it means in the trading account already, we now have our purchases as the figures that we found there in the account. So the next item that we have is now all the preparation of the departmental trading account. So this is the departmental trading account that we have. We also have a column for total, clothes, and toys. So the figure that we are going to start with, remember in the trading account, we start with the figure for sales. So we are saying sales. Then we go back to the question to check which figures we have for sales. But we are going to put in the net figures there. That is, we are going to say our sales figure that we are given, and then we subtract sales returns if they are there in the question. So you'd see that for clothes, we have got sales of 670,000, and then we have got sales returns of 450. So if you try to check, you also have to check through the additional information if you've got any additional sales returns that we have for clothing. If you go down, you'd see that go item by item, trying to check if you have got sales returns that we have for clothing. So you see that we are not having any. That is indicating that there were sales that were changed. So what we are going to do is we are going to say the sales that we have. We have a figure of sales which is 670. 670,000. Then we are going to subtract your sales returns, which is here, which is 450. So let's try to calculate and see what figure do we get there. 670,000 minus 450. I would see that the figure that we are getting is 669,550. So we are saying it is equal to 669,550. So this is the figure that we are having. So we can go back there and enter that figure, which is our 669. For clothes, we have got 669,550. Then we can do the same for toys. For toys, now we are saying we have got sales 870,000, and then we subtract sales returns, which is we're having 1,200. So let's try to calculate that one. We are saying 870 minus 1,200. You'd see that the figure that we are getting, it's 868,800. So we are having 868,800. So this is our figure that we have. So we go to the other section and we are saying for toys it's 868,800. So on the total part now we are saying 868,800 plus 669,550. Then we get the figure for total, which is 1,538,350. So these are the figures that we have in terms of sales. Then from there, we are now going to cost of sales. Right. On cost of sales, we also go to the question and try to see the figures that we have for cost of sales. So you'll see that we are not given the figure for cost of sales, but we can always calculate it by saying opening stock, we add purchases, we add carriages, or we add input duties, we less cost of stock. So we come here. So we are saying opening stock. And the figure that we have for opening stock, we can find it in the question. We are seeing that the opening balances that we have, we've got 185,000 for clothes, and then children toys, we've got 130,000. So we can go and enter those ones for our opening. So we are saying 185,000. In other toys, we have got 130,000. We add the two, we get the total, which is 185,000 plus 130,000. You are supposed to get 350,000. So you put 350,000. Then from there, we go to purchases. So remember, our purchases figures, we calculated them there when we prepared the purchase accounts. So we are saying these are the balances that we are going to pick as our purchases: 288,900 for clothing and 272,500 for toys. So we're just going to enter those figures. So if you come here, you'd see that now we are saying figures that we have for purchases. We have 288,900 for clothes, and then for toys, we have 272,500. 272,500. So this is what we have. So we add the two to get the total. The total we are having 561,400. So after purchases, we are going to carry on purchases. Carriage on purchases. Right. We go to the question. We try to see what we have in terms of carriage on purchases. We are given as 20,000, and then we are given as 15,000. That is what we have in terms of carriage on purchases. So we can just try to enter those ones. So if you go to additional information, you also have to check if you've got anything that is affecting our carriage on purchases. We are told that carriage on purchases amounting to 500 rands on children's clothing on children's clothing was still outstanding for the current financial year. So it means the figure that we have for carriage on purchases for children's clothing, we are supposed to add 500 since we have 500 which is still outstanding. So for purchases for clothing, carriage on purchases for clothing, we are going to go there and see figure that we are having there, then we add 500. Then for clothing, we are here 20,000. So it means you're saying you have to say 20,000 plus 500, and then you get 20,000 and 500. So this is what we have. So we can go back there, 20,500, and then we have got 15,000 for children's toys. So we are here. We are saying carriage on purchases for clothing. Carriage on purchases for clothing. Carriage on purchases for clothing, we are saying 20,000 plus 500, and then we get 20,500. So you can just maybe try to verify that figure. I would see that we have carriage on purchases is 20,000 for, so we add the 500 that is still outstanding, then we get 20,500. Right, and then we have the other one which is 15,000 for toys. So you're saying 15,000. So this is what we have. Then 10,500 plus 50,000, we're going to get 35,500 is our total. Then after that, we also have the input duties, remember, in the question. So we are saying input duties. We'll go and check the figures that we are given there in terms of input duties. We've got input duties, we've got 6,900 for clothing, 6,900 for clothing, and we try to see what they are saying in additional information about input duties. So we are told on number 5 that the item 5 is saying input duties for 1 month was still outstanding. So what it means is if 1 month is still outstanding, remember we've got 12 months in a year. So if you remove one which is still outstanding, it means the one that you are given is for 11 months. So basically what it means, you come here, you'd see that input duty 6,900 is for 11 months. So we want to find the monthly so that we can find for 1 month that's still outstanding and add it. So we are saying 6,900 and then we divide by 11. So we can try to calculate that one by saying 6,900 and then we divide by 11. You're going to get your 627, 627.27. So we are saying 627.27. In other words, we are just saying to the nearest rand, it's going to remain as 627. So this is what the one that is still outstanding. So to get the one that we are supposed to put now in the trading account, we are supposed to say the 6,900 that we have plus the one that is outstanding, which is 627. If the two, we are going to get 7,527. 7,527. So this is the figure that we are going to put there as our import duties. So import duties, we are saying it's only going to apply for clothing, which is 7,527. So we're saying 7,527. We don't have anything there, so it means our total again becomes 7,527. So this is what we have. So we can as well try to see we've exhausted everything, so we can add and then we find the total, and then we subtract now our closing stock. So here we are saying we can just try to add there. Right. So if you add there, let's try to see what total do we get. If you add on the totals column, also you're supposed to add the clothing column, you also supposed to add something. So if you add in the totals column, that is now we are saying your 350,000 plus 561,400 plus 35,500 plus 7,527. The total that you are going to get here is 919,427. So we add also for the clothing column, we are saying 185,000 plus 288,900 plus 20,500 plus 7,527. We are going to get 501,927. And then you add also in the last column 130,000 plus 272,500 plus 15,000. And the total that you are supposed to get here is 470,500 for toys. So the same, if you add this figure, add this figure plus this figure, it should also give you this figure so that you have added correctly. So this is what we have. Then we can go down now to subtract our closing stock. So now we are seeing we are now on less closing stock. So you can find them in the question. If you come here, see that this was just supposed to be 2070. And these are the closing stock that we have. We have got 280,000 for clothing and 195,000 for toys. So we come here, and try to enter those figures. So we are saying for clothing, 280,000. And then we have got the other one that we have is 195,000 for toys. And remember, we are saying less here, subtracting, so you can show it in brackets. But if you add the two, see that the total becomes now 475,000. So this is also we are supposed to subtract it, and we can try to close here because we want to find the figure for cost of sales. So for cost of sales, we are saying opening stock, the figure that we got here, the total minus the closing stock. So 919,427 minus 475,000, then we get your gross profit there. So let's try to see. We calculate it as such. What are we going to get? So to get your cost of sales, we are now seeing our 990,000 on the total column, 990,427 minus 475,000. And then the answer that we are supposed to get here is 444,427. So here again, say 501,927 minus 280,000, and we're going to get 221,927. So on the toys column, we are going to say 417,500 minus 195,000. Then we are going to get 222,500. So these are the answers that we have. And remember, these are cost of sales. We are also supposed to subtract cost of sales from the figure for sales to get our gross profit. So if you check the figures that we have for sales, we are now seeing 1,538,350 minus 444,427, so that you get your gross profit to do the same to your clothing and your toys. So this is exactly how we are going to calculate. So we can just try to calculate as such. Or if you calculate as such by saying gross profit minus cost of sales, in the total column, you are going to get 1,093,923. Then our clothing, we're going to get 447,623. And then we have for the toys, 646,300. So this becomes the final figures, which is representing our gross profit. So remember, to calculate your gross profit, we are going to say your sales and as your cost of sales. Very important to take notes, and then calculate your to calculate your cost of sales. Say opening inventory and purchases. You subtract purchase returns if they are there. You add your carriage, and then you are also supposed to add your import duties if they are there. And finally, you subtract your closing stock or closing inventory. So okay, that's maybe to try to use the term inventory, meaning the same thing, closing inventory here. So this is what we have, guys, in terms of this preparation with the purchase account and the trading account. Hopefully this video was helpful. Let's stay tuned for more videos to come. As for this video, I'm signing out.